Hey guys, I want to talk about IRS Form W-8. Now this IRS W-8 is very interesting. Now this can be used to file exempt at your job, and it's good for 3 years when you start a job or you change your status at work. You can fill this W-8 Certificate of Foreign Status out and turn it into your HR people and explain to them that you can be exempt for 3 years on this W-8 form because it is what it says, Certificate of Foreign Status. So it's foreign. Now, one other very interesting thing about this W-8 form, and you can go right online and look IRS Form W-8 up and download a PDF very easily. It's like 2 pages. It's a page of instructions, and it's the actual W-8 form. Now, back in the day, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, I discovered this form, and I just ran across it, and I thought I would put this information out there, how successful this was when I used this. Now, I went to the bank, of all places, and when I first went to the bank, I didn't know much about it. And I didn't know about the Form W-8, but I knew I could open a non-interest bearing account. And this is not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax professional. Please don't make me liable at any point in time. Yet what you do is up to you, and the consequences or the benefits is yours to reap, either way you choose. Now this Certificate of Foreign Status, IRS Form W-8, has basic information. So when I went to the bank, at first I didn't know about the W-8 form, but I was seeking a non-interest bearing account, and they told me they didn't exist. There's only one document that could get you in that position, and I didn't know what it was at the time. And I went and studied for about a month, and I found this Form W-8, and I went through it and read everything I could read on it for about 30 days. And then I went back to the bank, and I had this Certificate of Foreign Status filled out, and they got their attorneys on the phone from Bank of America and explained to me that it was impossible to get a non-interest bearing account at their bank. And I told them that it wasn't impossible and that I was going to do it today, and they just laughed. And when I pulled out this W-8 form at about the end of the conversation with the attorneys, the lady at the bank says to me, "Would you like a visa with that account?" After I gave her this W-8 form completed. Now this W-8 form is very easy to complete. Now you have to understand that you have to go to the bank with the W-8, and then you have to set an appointment. So you have to go there at 9 or 10 in the morning and say, "I'm going to go to lunch, but I want to come back after lunch, and I want you to open this account for me, and here's the W-8 document. But I have an appointment for lunch, and I'm going to come back," because that's their little tricky rules is, if they see you won't give up, and going to lunch and coming back, they see you're not going to give up, they're going to give you this account, and it's in the rules, and they'll do it. And this is what I did. I told them I was going to lunch. I wanted to run this by them and explain to them if they didn't understand that they could call somebody and figure it out, and then I would come back after lunch and we could get this straight. We'd get this settled, and I could get my account. And that's just what they did. So on this W-8 Certificate of Foreign Status, you would ask for your name, and your address and your city and your state, and your current address, city and state. It has 2 different address boxes, it seems like. And then it says U.S. taxpayer number, if any. So it never asks for a Social Security number on here, and you shouldn't give them one. If you have some form of ID that doesn't have these numbers on it, then I would suggest to give that to them. Now they write down what type of identification they get from you, so you have to be careful. If you give them an ID that you gave your Social Security number to the License Bureau or the passport agency, and you give that to them, they now have your Social Security number. So, and I'm sure you're going to be completely legal and stay legal and not do anything illegal when you do this process. That's very important. So it's questionable if you have a taxpayer identification number. Never does it mention Social Security number on there. You don't have to give them one. And it says, if any, in the top right hand corner. So that means that it's either ambiguous or they're just saying it. If it's in there, then they need it. If it isn't in there, then they don't need it. It's inclusion of one is exclusion of others, if you've ever heard that, a maxim. So you fill this all out, and it has 3 boxes. It says, classification right in the center of the form. This is a W8, not a W8BEN or any of that other type of stuff. Just a W8 form, if you can see that right there. A W8 form, Certificate of Foreign Status. It's not any other kind of W8 form. There's several. You have to make sure that you have this W8 form, Certificate of Foreign Status. Now, in the center of the box, and I'm not sure if I can hold this up and you can see it. I'll try. In the center of the box right here, you'll see there's 3 different functions that you can pick. You can rewind this and look at this again, but it has 3 sections that you can mark. Now, I met the criteria for all of these positions. So it says, for interest payments, I'm not a U.S. citizen or resident, for I am filing for foreign corporation, partnership, estate, or trust. Now I marked this. I marked that box, and then it says the second box, for dividends, I'm not a U.S. citizen or resident, and I'm filing a foreign corporation, partnership, estate, or trust. Now I marked that too. So you have to know which positions that you want to mark. Then it says, for broker transactions or barter exchange, I am an exempt foreign person as defined in the instructions below. So I marked all 3 of those positions. Now it may be different for you. You have to choose which one, or all, or 2, or just one that you want to mark. Now there's 2 pages of instructions. You might want to read those instructions too and make sure before you ever do any of this that you understand exactly what you're doing. Take 30 days to study like I did. So I hope that this gives you some valuable information how to start a foreign bank account, a W8 bank account. You can take this form in there. It gets signed right under those 3 positions. It says signature, and then to the right it says date. So if you follow these procedures, I'm sure you can attain a W8 bank account that's non-interest bearing. So you say you're there to open a non-interest bearing account, and you can be successful like I was. And I hope this helps you out. Now, a Social Security check or any other types of things like that can't be deposited into this account. You have to find out what the rules are. You have to get that debit card that you can debit from your account, and you have to understand exactly what you're doing. Look at the disclosure statements and things like that, those little booklets that they give you, and ask questions at your bank so you don't end up in any problems. You can overdraw kind of quickly if you don't understand what's going on, and it can give you an overdraw notice in the mail that you overdrew if you don't be careful. So read the rules, look at everything, study about 30 days before you ever go try to do this, and listen to the things that I said that I've done, and I've done this. So I hope you like this W8 account, Certificate of Foreign Status. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my website that's listed below. Thank you.